Welcome back to Sports Unfiltered, live on the radio of our WICR. I'm Matthew George, and Jake Demetrius outside me. So we're gonna go back. So we're gonna go right into the NBA season. The NBA season is about to conclude within the next few weeks.
And by the way, before you do that, 1-0 Yankees, Aaron Judge, RBI single. So
Definitely.
good
All
start
right.
there.
Nice. Here we go. Sweet. So the NBA season, the Western Conference so far, we're gonna first talk about has been locked. All of the 1 through 8 seeds has been officially clinched for the NBA playoffs this season. On the Eastern Conference, they still have three more teams to fill the spots for the NBA playoffs. So far, Detroit, Brooklyn, and Miami are in those 6 through 8 seeds respectively, but they still have a bit more, little more leg room because Orlando and Charlotte are still in the run, are still a bit in the run. As the season will come to a close.
I'm surprised Orlando fell behind Miami again after they had the big win against them last week.
Yeah, and then because I think what happened because Miami's defense definitely stepped up in the next few games, so that's what got them back. That's what got them back into the 8 seed. But they're like what a half a game behind. Orlando's a half a game behind Miami's right now. So with the NBA, with that being said, this is going to be a very, very interesting NBA playoffs. Now that Milwaukee has definitely been the star of the show in the East so far. Obviously in the Western Conference, Golden State has just been the team to beat so far, and as we all know, Golden State is definitely the team to beat with this powerhouse, or the powerhouse of the stacked lineup this season. So if that being said, and how the playoffs will go, I just wonder how to see like who would actually be the one to take down Golden State is going to be the first question, and then the other thing is, who in the who in the Eastern Conference can actually be the main factor and go all the way to the NBA Finals. That's going to be the main question coming into the playoffs this season.
Who do you think is the team to take down Golden State?
I think, in my opinion, I think it might be if it's in the Western. Are we talking about Western Conference or Eastern Conference first?
Either.
If it's the Eastern Conference, it's definitely gonna be Toronto. It's gonna be Toronto or Milwaukee. I think Toronto first of all because they could definitely play defense. Kawhi Leonard is definitely the main factor of why the team is so successful this season. And Milwaukee because obviously Giannis Antetokounmpo has just been like the huge thing, like the MVP caliber, as having the MVP caliber season so far. So if they're the one, I think they're the ones who to step up. If it's in the Western Conference, I just don't know about that. The only team I can actually see like upsetting Golden State is probably Houston, and that's only if James Harden goes for like 50 points again. Other than that, I don't see any other team like beating Golden State.
I mean, it's the playoffs in the NBA. There's no team beating Golden State. It's that simple. They're going all the way. They're winning the championship again.
Really,
they could fight the whole entire year. Once it hits playoffs, they're going to get serious and they're going to beat everybody. And that's the way it works every single year. It's worked what twice in a row now, 3 times in a row now. So I hate basketball. I haven't watched much at all this year. But the fact is, it doesn't take a basketball fan to know that Golden State's going to win the championship again.
Yeah, definitely. The only thing I will say is that their first matchup will be either the San Antonio Spurs or OKC. Now, if you're going to State fan, you'll say you want to have San Antonio as your facing off them against the first round. Because if you face off OKC, they're getting the Westbrook's probably just going to go for another triple double again. And he's going to probably like step up on defense. OKC is one of the best defensive teams in the Western Conference, and probably one of the best in the league, aside from Utah.
Yeah.
But I think Golden State will definitely take this series anyway.
Well, as far as the West, Golden State will win. As far as the East, I think Toronto made a really good move at the deadline, getting Marc Gasol, and that's really helped them. So I could see Toronto definitely getting through the East, even though they're not the 1 seed right now.
Yeah, I think that's definitely a good statement because now, Well, first of all, Memphis is definitely just giving up so far, and I think the acquisition of Marcus Gasol in the coming off the bench is really that's bench is definitely stacked. So with that being said, you can see that definitely happening. Now, if you're now just to go back to the Western Conference, if you're OKC, you want to face Denver because you have a better chance of advancing, but that's the only thing I would actually see.
How many games left in the NBA season?
I think it's like one 1 or 2 weeks left because I think
So you still got time.
yeah. So
as far as the NHL goes, though, there are only 2 games remaining in the season.
Yeah. So Wednesday, April 10th will be the last date for the NBA season. Then the NBA playoffs will start. Then will start in the 2 weeks after. So
well, the NHL playoffs will probably start next Wednesday, April 10th, and I will either be A, doing this show with you, if the Islanders fall to a 3 seed and they have to have a road playoff series against the Pittsburgh Penguins, or B, I may not be doing the show with you, and I may be on Long Island getting to see the Islanders host a playoff series for the first time since 1993. How is that going to happen? They need some help from friends. The Washington Capitals play the Montreal Canadiens tomorrow. If the Montreal Canadiens can win that game, the Islanders will have a winner-take-all game against the Washington Capitals Saturday for the division.
Oh, so it's basically a tiebreaker.
Well, right now they are down 3 points in the division.
Oh, okay.
I'm assuming the team will beat Florida on Thursday. Because you just lost to Toronto. I don't think you lose 2 in a row right now. And Montreal is really hungry. They want to make the playoffs. I could see them beating Washington. So if that happens, you get the Islanders versus the Capitals, winner take all, as you said, for the division on Saturday. And that would be a huge game. But also, the Islanders have the Pittsburgh Penguins breathing down their neck in 3rd place. And they could easily steal home ice away from the Islanders. How is that going to happen? Well, a huge win last night from the Detroit Red Wings made that a lot less likely. Detroit had a 3-1 win against Pittsburgh last night. Jimmy Howard, great game played. And Pittsburgh now 2 games left. They have Detroit again. Figure they win that game. And then the New York Rangers. So can the Rangers help the New York Islanders make the playoffs and get this home ice advantage? That's what it's come to. So any Islander fan listening, you are a huge Ranger fan right now, and you need to make that happen.
I was gonna say the New York connection is definitely gonna be the one that secures them that secures a spot for them.
I had a lot more to say about hockey, but it's okay because we will have a lot to know. We will know a lot next week, and we got to go today. So once again, great, amazing week of hockey coming up. Definitely should be watching that, but you're gonna have to look at the stuff on your own time because we got to go. So that's gonna do it for this week's edition of Sports Unfiltered. I'm your host, Jake DeMisa.
I'm Matthew George.
And we are signing off.